After a breakup, it's so easy to start distracting ourselves, not wanting to feel these difficult emotions, and to just go out, party, meet friends, talk about it all the time, neglect our physical health, and overall neglecting our lives. The way I think about breakups is they're a great time to reevaluate our lives, to redesign our lives, and to redesign ourselves mentally, emotionally, physically. And it's an exciting time to start something new. Breakups, they're not endings, they're beginnings of something new, of something more exciting, because now you have this knowledge that you can build upon, this experience, and you can start something new. Yes, it's very difficult in the beginning, but this shall pass. And yes, the first month, it's really like you're going through hell and back. But the good thing is you're going to be back. And so use this time and opportunity not to neglect yourself, but actually to rediscover, to redesign your life. As I shared in another video, in my last breakup, I did things completely different. And I was going out all the time, partying, drinking, just having fun, trying to distract myself. I actually started dating earlier than I should have. So this time around, I did things completely differently. If you're interested, go and watch that video of the 10 things that I did differently this time. But here's some of the things, some of the routines that helped me stay healthy, rediscover, reevaluate myself, and just overall redesign my life. I put all this together in a journal, the 30-day breakup healing journal, with daily reflection questions, shadow work, because we need to heal that inner child, affirmations. The link is below and you can check it out, but let's dive right in. So the things that helped me improve my life after a breakup, the most important thing for me was meditation. It's very difficult after a breakup where all the emotions are running crazy and we're so emotional. All we want to do is sit and talk about this person and run away from our emotions. But this is the worst thing that we can do, because we're going to slow down our healing. I had anxieties, panic attack, and then I started doing a lot of meditation, a lot of yoga. But when I'm with difficult emotions, it's very difficult for me to sit down and meditate. I just want to distract myself. So this time around, I said to myself, no, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to meditate. Even if it's for a minute, even just taking 3 short breaths, it doesn't matter. I did it at night. I like when the house is quiet, my son goes to bed, I read a little bit, and then I put some high frequency music and I do a little meditation. You're going to see changes, tremendous changes within you if you start doing that regularly. Number 2, it's yoga. I cannot live without yoga. I was a dancer and I'm a person who is a go-go. And for me, yoga felt always so slow. And I couldn't do yoga for so many years. But 13 years ago, I had anxieties and a panic attack. I went to emergency room and the doctor gave me a few Xanax. And she said, I'm giving you these pills, but I'm suggesting for you not to take them and to start doing yoga and meditation. And that's what I did. My friend had a yoga channel, which every yoga ended with a short meditation. So I started doing that. It was a slow progress. However, my anxiety started to dissipate. I never experienced panic attack ever again. Did I have anxieties afterwards? Yes. When I stopped doing meditation or yoga, my anxieties were coming back. So now I do religiously yoga in the morning, or sometimes I do morning and night. And actually, after the breakup, I started doing yin yoga. If you don't know what that is, Google it. It's slower, it's deeper. It helped me really a lot because we store a lot of our difficult emotions, feelings in our body. So when we do these deep stretches, we release so much tension that sometimes I would start crying. And it's so therapeutic, especially at night. But if it helps you in the morning or during the day, do it. Every time I felt with like emotions would arise, I would go and start doing yoga, or I'll go and meditate. If you cannot do yoga for any reason, exercise. If you cannot exercise, go for walks. Walking, and the best exercise is the one we enjoy. Go and do whatever makes you happy. Number 3, sleeping habits, very important. After a breakup, it's very difficult to wake up and go to bed. We're constantly thinking about this person, dreaming about this person. I never had issues with my sleep, but after the breakup, I would dream a lot, or I'll wake up in the middle of the night and think about this person, or playing in my head what happened. And so what helped me is I'll take magnesium before bed, and also chamomile tea or sleepy tea, the yin yoga, and then I'll read a book while I'm listening to music. Number 4 is cleaning your space. So I use that time to just declutter and redesign my space. I wanted to let go of all the things that reminded me of that person, so I can really move on and not be reminded of those things. And so I donated a lot of the things that reminded me of him. And also I redesigned the space, not because of him. I just wanted something new and fresh at home. So I redesigned my space, just moved furniture around. I didn't buy anything new. I donated a lot of things. I went through my clothes and closets, and anything that was not me anymore, or I wasn't wearing it for a long time. It's a great way not to only reinvent yourself, but reinvent your home, redesign your space. And you will feel this new energy that you bring at home, like when you change and shift things around. I started getting into feng shui, so I redesigned my space with that in mind. I also bought some new plants. I live in New York City, so our spaces are small. We don't have outdoor spaces, but bringing the outdoor in, it's always a good way. And I travel often, so I try not to have a lot of plants. I don't want to overwhelm my neighbor who takes care of my plants while I'm away. Number 5 is my favorite. Journaling. I always talk about journaling. That's why I designed the Breakup Journal, because I swear by journaling. Journaling, yoga, and meditation can save your life, but journaling just absolute must, in my opinion. And it helped me in so many ways. If you know how to journal, there's no right or wrong way of journaling, but you can just brain dump and just put everything on the page. And I know people do it digitally. I do that sometimes when I talk to ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT as a therapist many times, although I have a therapist. But there's something about putting it on the page and writing it by hand. It just, my mind releases a lot more. Maybe it's in my head, but I do believe that. So there's no right or wrong way of doing journaling. You can journal anything that comes into your mind, or you can use my breakup journal and follow those prompts. Number 6, starting something new. Isn't it amazing? After a breakup, we have all this time, and it's a great way to figure it out. What are the things that I wanted to do that I wasn't able to do while I was with that person? What can I do now that I'm single and I have the time? And start a new hobby. Vision board, it's a great way to do that, because sometimes you don't know what you want. You cannot put it into words. Going online on Pinterest, looking for images that reflect what resonates with you, what catches your eye, and start doing those things. Put this in a folder, save it, and then look at it. What do they have in common? What is one thing that you can start today to do that? You don't need a lot of money, or you don't need a lot of time very often to start these things. Did you always like sketching or drawing or knitting? What new project can you start? And when you have a vision board, or use Pinterest as your vision board, it's very easy to see those patterns and these commonalities. What are the things that you're drawn to? By the way, if you want guidance on how to create a vision board, let me know in the comments and I can do a video on how I do my vision boards. Number 7, let go of negative energy. This is so big because after a breakup, all we want to do is complain, vent, be angry, be resentful, and all that. There's a time and space for that. Yes, in the very beginning, we want to complain, we want to vent, we want to do all these things and do those things. But then at some point, we need to stop. It's also very important to be conscious and aware of it because sometimes this turns into habit, like mentioning this person's name in every conversation. And I did that last year when I went through a breakup, and my mom and my friends, they'll just call me on it. So slowly I started catching myself that I'm doing that and being aware of it. When we vent and complain always and talk about what happened, we're gonna stay stuck in the past. And what we want is to move on. And yes, our brain wants to figure it out, what happened, make sense of it and all that. Do that in the beginning or get a therapist. I love being in therapy. I have a therapist, but I also use ChatGPT. And so have a therapist. They can guide you towards the answers that you're looking for. And I think it's a great and safe way to share what we really feel and think, because our friends are not equipped to do that because people always want to give us advice. And the advice is based on their perspective, on how they live life, who they are, their own emotional baggage from the past. So I don't even ask my friends for advice at all, but people volunteer advice, but I don't want to hear it. Even a friend of mine, she was a little upset and she said, like, you vent to me, but I feel like you don't like when I give you advice. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like when you give me advice. I don't vent for you to give me advice. So now when we talk, she said, do you want advice or you just want me to listen? I don't need advice. I will do what my heart tells me to do, my intuition tells me to do. And a therapist has tools to help you do that, to come to your own answers and conclusions, not your friends. So breakups are not easy, but it's a perfect time for reevaluating, rediscovering, redesigning your mental, emotional, physical life and yourself overall. So invest in yourself. Get the journal if you think it's going to be helpful for you. Start doing these new habits and you'll see your life will change. Last year after 3 months and this year after 3 months. I have so much love towards myself. I can't even describe it. I see myself as this different person. My self-worth is absolutely not tied to anything that anyone says, especially a man. And I give the validation that I need to myself. But this came with a lot of hard work with the things that did not work and the things that worked. So again, I put everything in a breakup journal and it's designed for 30 days. Link is down below. Everything that worked for me, I'm sure it will work for you. And I'm wishing you really best of luck because it's really difficult time, but it's also a blessing and a gift. I would really love to hear from you. Comment down below. Did you try any of these things? What worked for you? What did not work for you? I started being so consistent with this YouTube channel when I broke up with the person in January, and I really want to take it to the next level. So your support will be absolutely tremendous. Comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you next time. Ciao.